All right, so in the last video, we talked about alpha being too high in somebody who had been given multiple different diagnoses. Let's look at another example of how alpha dysregulation can show up in a brain map. This is on the opposite spectrum. This is a 3-year-old little girl that I worked with autism spectrum disorder. She was delayed developmentally in all her milestones. Her language was quite delayed. She was only speaking in one-word sentences and was having huge tantrums. Now, she was only 3, so she was really little. But there are some people who will take on neurofeedback for young children. I'm one of those people. And so here is her initial brain map. We saw some low alpha around globally around her brain, right here in the parietal lobe and in the left front of the brain, and then in the right temporal regions as well. We did 30 neurofeedback sessions once a week. And by the end of it, here was her repeat brain map. So still a little bit of tinge of low alpha, but still the pattern has substantially improved. And what that came with behaviorally is her speech really was improving substantially. Now, the parents were unclear if that was from the neurofeedback therapy or just from the developmental process, but I like to think it's a little bit of both. I think the neurofeedback kick-started her development being able to catch up more. Her speech was substantially improved from when we started. She was speaking in complete coherent sentences, whereas in the beginning she was only really saying one-word sentences. And those extreme tantrums that presented with in the beginning had dramatically cut down. They're still there because she's still a toddler, but they were much easier to manage. The parents were really happy because we made a lot of progress in just 30 sessions. And there was no ABA therapy, no concurrent medications, nothing else, just neurofeedback therapy once a week on a 3-year-old with autism spectrum disorder. So we trained the brain to get stronger, we improved alpha, and as a result, her learning and regulation had really improved.